Okay, testing my mic. Looks like it's on. Hi, good morning, good evening, I guess. It is Dean Cardinale from Worldwide Trekking, and I am the Serena Lodge in Tanzania, Africa. And I am live. It is 3 o'clock in the morning here. So I know it's 6 o'clock at night in Utah and other close by areas around the United States in the evening time there. So I arrived a couple days ago. We're going live in different areas that I'll be traveling to around the world this summer. And I'm sitting right in the lobby of one of the lodges we stay at. I'm getting ready for a group to arrive that will be coming in the next couple days. And I'm also getting ready for a group that just headed out on safari yesterday. So I came in a couple days ago, and I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show some photos of what I've been up to and what we do here in Tanzania, Africa. We do a number of Kilimanjaro groups, and it is nice to be back after a couple years of a lot less Kili groups. 2 years ago, and then last summer we did a couple, and this summer we're back to doing more Kilimanjaro groups. After their climb, they oftentimes do a safari, so we're able to send them out on a 4-day safari afterwards, and then on a number of times over the year, people will come and just do a full-on safari with no Kilimanjaro climb. And they oftentimes as well visit some of our human outreach project humanitarian sites that we have going here. We've got a lot of hop sites going here in Tanzania, Africa. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go over a few of the different options that we offer there. So let's get that going. Share that right up. Okay, so talking about Kilimanjaro and talking about safaris and here in Tanzania, Africa. So what we do is from anywhere in the United States, typically are going to fly from the United States over to Amsterdam. Airport is the easiest way to get here. You can also fly on Qatar Airlines, but KLM does one flight daily from Amsterdam into Tanzania, East Africa, which is down in here. And that way you can go to Amsterdam and directly take one flight down to Tanzania. And that's where Kilimanjaro is, the highest freestanding mountain in the world, 19,341 feet. And right here, close to the airport, is basically where we base out of. So if you look on the map to the right, you'd be landing here between Arusha and Moshi. Kilimanjaro's off to the edge here in this little curve in the country border, on the border of Kenya. But also, if you look over here to the left on this map, you see that there's Lake Manyara, the Tirangiri, Serengeti National Parks, all of the East African wild game parks that are out there, which are really great. Here's the flight that lands on the tarmac there on Kilimanjaro International. KLM is the airline that comes in, one flight daily. You land and just come down the stairs and head on in. Upon arrival, right now with us all traveling after the pandemic, if you're fully vaccinated in Tanzania, you show up, you show them your vaccine card, and then you can have either bought a visa online prior to arriving, or you can buy a visa when you arrive. Sometimes it's more convenient to do it online, and then you don't wait in an extra line when you arrive, but either way, it's not terrible. We are in East Africa here, so we're just 200 miles south of the equator line, and that kind of keeps two seasons in Tanzania, wet and dry, and there's 2 wet seasons and 2 dry seasons. So for us, the best time of year to come over is typically in June through October, and again in just ended mid-December. January, February is also a short dry season. So those are the 2 dry seasons we aim towards that. It is nice as we start to travel around the world. This is a picture of a number of our operations managers and guides from all around the world. So it's exciting to get back. You can see right in the center here is Raymond Masay, my partner here in Tanzania, my operations director for Worldwide Trekking. And we have an incredible team here and an incredible staff that helps us on Kilimanjaro, helps us with all the transportation, helps us with all the logistics locally, and our safari driver guides are as well excellent. This is a picture actually during the pandemic where we were able to do a few rounds of support with food supplies and some financial support to all of our team over here in Tanzania, and help them during the difficult times when we weren't able to travel. So we did a lot of team and family support over a few different sessions, the best that we could. And gosh, it's been interesting as I showed up, and I don't want to say I forgot about it, but I wasn't really thinking about it, and the number of guys that really thanked me and showed their appreciation for helping them out when the times were tough. So that was really nice. Here's a picture of Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro's got 7 routes on it. You can see in the center here is obviously the summit, and you can come up from the west, from the north, from the northeast or east, and from the southeast. And the route that we typically take on Kilimanjaro is called the Machame route. And the Machame route is coming up from the west side of the mountain over to the southeast side as we come off. So yeah, that's kind of the route line that you're seeing, and you see the different camps that we use along the way. Our camps are really important. When you get on the mountain, it's really important. It's important that our guests are able to recover and enjoy themselves and relax. I spent the last couple days bringing over new tents when I arrived. And then this is a picture at our orphanage site where we set up all the tents because we have good space there. And we set up all the brand new tents. We got 4-season North Face tents. There are 4-person tents for each 2 people that are on the trip. So that works out really well as they're able to have plenty of space in their tent inside. So we set up all the tents. We got a new big dining dome, brand new tents for all the guests. Our tents were in pretty good shape, but the zippers take a lot of wear and tear. And every few years we end up buying a whole round of brand new tents for Kilimanjaro. As well, we've got toilet privacy tents and a lot of other gear. So any guide that comes over to lead this trip is going to spend 1 day prior to the group arriving, making sure that everything is in order. And actually, I have a couple more things to go out there and handle today. Another big thing, what we do here is our human outreach project, humanitarian programs. Here's some pictures I took just the other day of our kids out at the Kilimanjaro Kids community. We do have 4 acres of land out there. We do have a fully functioning and self-sufficient orphanage facility that's out there on the foothills of Kilimanjaro. And last summer, we actually ended up getting 12 more kids. And now we have 29 kids that are at the orphanage site and a full staff that runs it locally. So it's just incredible. The kids are incredibly happy. They'll go to school each day and are getting a really good home life there. Here's a picture of us just yesterday when we were finishing up out there with all the kids, or this was actually Sunday, and all the kids were home from school. It's Tuesday morning here right now. So yeah, all the kids were home from school on Sunday after church. We were out there working on some things, and they were back, got into their play clothes, and they were messing around, and we took a big group shot. So this is a number of our kids. 8 of our kids are in boarding school away right now. So they're older in secondary school. They're not there. and then our staff in the second row. And just incredible place out there. The kids are beautiful, they're clean, they're happy, and they are having a much better chance at life at the Kilimanjaro Kids Community. You can see upper right here, this is a school lunch program that we do in one of the public schools that's close by. On the way on the safari route, we bought these kettle cookers here a number of years ago, I guess, and we do a food school lunch program. And when we started that program, there were 700 kids going to school, then 750, and now there's up to 1,100, more than 1,100 kids going to school there now that have lunch every day. And on Saturday, after I arrived, our first day, we had been planning and we had scouted out a new school lunch program that we have a group coming over that's been raising money for the first annual charity climb to help feed the kids of Kilimanjaro. And they're coming over in July, and they've raised a number of donations, and they are going to help us start and fund Human Outreach Project, starting this new school lunch program. This school lunch program, this school has 1,000 kids that go to school here every day, and they don't get any lunchtime meal. And they are very close to Kilimanjaro. This is a picture of Kilimanjaro in the background, right from where their school is. So they're right there, and it's very appropriate that it's a charity climb that's helping start that up. This is some pictures from inside different lodges that we use. You can see on the right hand side and in the lower center is this lodge where I am right now. This is the Serena Lodge. Beautiful lobby here, beautiful dining area, very nice bungalow style room huts that are out here over Lake Diluti, this little lake that's out here. Very lush vegetation in this area, beautiful trees, monkeys in the trees right here yesterday morning. And this is actually a picture of us doing our orientation briefing as a group comes on Kilimanjaro. This actual picture was just taken right here where we do our orientation briefing. So we're going to go through a full orientation briefing when our group arrives to get ready to climb Kilimanjaro. So as they get ready, we go over all the things. They arrive, they come in on the KLM, we do a welcome reception. That first evening, they get here in the evening time, not until about 9:30 at night. So we do some snacks and food and drink, and they can settle in, get to meet each other. They oftentimes don't know each other until then, and then they turn in for the night. Then the next day, they have a nice breakfast in the dining room here. And then after that, they'll do the orientation briefing, and then they'll go out on a cultural walking tour to a local coffee plantation, see some of the local culture, get out, stretch the legs, aid in the day of recovery from the long flight over and the time change, and they'll get going along the way. So we'll do that, and then the following day we'll head up to Kilimanjaro, and we'll start our way up through the 5 eco changes. We'll start up through the rainforest, we'll go through the heath zone, the moorland, the alpine desert, right up to the glaciers, and all the way back down through the eco zones as we descend off Kilimanjaro. So that first night, we're going to make our way to the Machame camp at 9,350 feet. Then the second day, we're going to go up to the Shearer camp here, 12,500. Third day, we're going to go over the Lava Tower at 15,000 and down to the Barranco camp. So each day, we're completely picking up the entire camp and moving it, and the group is hiking. And all of our guests just wear a day pack. Their duffel bag is carried by a porter. All of our supplies are carried by porters as we start up through the rainforest and get our way going. So this is just some shots coming up through the rainforest. Lower right in the alpine desert, you can see the vegetation and how it changes, which is really nice. Inside the dining tent here, we carry tables, chairs, really focused on our menu and how we serve our guests. Our appetites at altitude is often sluggish. So we want to give a good variety of fruits and vegetables, pastas, and different types of carbohydrates, things like that. Full breakfast. Each day we stop for lunch. We set up the table and chairs, the dining tent, even let people take a full-on lunch. The toilet tents, get up with our portable flushing toilets, and then we move that all into camp for the night and set it all up again. So it's quite an operation, moving all of the this big dining tent. All of the tents, you can see they're all the same. You know, for us, it's all about the details, like knowing to put the number on each tent for each guest. So they have the same tent every night. So each night when they get to camp, their duffel bag is in their tent because their duffel bag is numbered to their tent number. And in the night when they get up to use the restroom, they can go back to their tent and not figure out which one they were in because they all look the same. So there's a lot of things you learn in serving guests over the years on these adventures in Kilimanjaro to help keep them safe and help keep them comfortable, and that they can enjoy the best experience while they're out there. And it really, really does make a difference. I see it a lot. So this is Bima, our waiter, one of our 2 waiters, and he's serving the morning call. In the morning, we serve hot drinks to the tent when people wake up. We get them woken up. They get a hot cocoa or a hot coffee or tea, and then we'll come around with a hot bowl of washing water so they can kind of freshen up as they get ready for the day. They're going to pack up their gear, and then they're going to go to the dining tent where we'll have breakfast. Then the duffel bags go onto a tarp. The porters will. Okay, hope I still have you there. I'm going to share my screen again. Obviously I am in Tanzania, Africa, so it looks like I still have people on the line. The signal can drop in and out here, and that's part of the fun of being on these remote adventures. But yeah, having us be really comfortable on the mountain is important. Having great camps, really good tents, a great menu, good dining facility, good portable flushing toilets with privacy tents. All these little things are super important to worldwide trekking to make sure we have an excellent adventure. All of the trip details are always put out in a chart, and then our guide, myself, I'll use a whiteboard each night, go over the distance we're going tomorrow, the elevation gains, the ascent, the descent, how far we're going, what the game plan is, maybe the adjustments in the day pack. So it's all shared each evening and along the way with the group. You can see here, this is a morning time where the table's out in the center of camp, getting ready to do the morning call. And that's what we call when we go to the tents and deliver the hot drinks and that kind of thing. So then the dining tent's off there to the right. Doesn't look as big in that picture, but that tent will actually seat 20 people at tables and chairs. And we usually max out at about 14 in our group size. So on this photo, you can see the large dining tent and then the smaller dome tent. The smaller dome tent is our cook tent. So they're cooking all the food in there, serving it all in the large dining tent. All of our other tents, we've got new ones now, as I said, and then some toilet tents in the side, and then some staff tents as well. One of the really fun things for me is to see these groups of people that are going to arrive day after tomorrow here on the 8th of June to start Kilimanjaro, and they don't really know each other. You've got a couple of couple couples, a couple singles, parents with 2 of their daughters, and a couple buddies. And you see them all come together, and after a couple days on the mountain, really get to know each other and befriend each other. And it's just awesome. And I see that with these groups, like this shot in the dining tent, a group of strangers becoming a group of good friends in a natural environment. And it's just really, really fun to see again and again. And so many of my groups from over the years go on another adventure, and they'll go at the same time. And next time they'll go to the Alps, or next time they'll go to Everest Base Camp, and they meet up again, and that kind of thing. We try to have fun on the mountain. It's really important that our staff connects with our group. We take good care of our team. They all have uniforms. They all have good sleeping bags. They all have good tents to stay in. They all are, we have a separate cook for the staff that's cooking for them specifically, because we have a cook that cooks for the guests. They do eat some of their local and different food, and that's what they prefer. And they can also eat, not wait for us to get done eating and then have our cook start to cook for them, which is also a very important behind the scenes thing to think about. So our teams are fun. They really work hard. They all do specific jobs. Search here in the middle, one of the cooks with Francis cooking, Porter upper right, another one of the guys on the lower right. Everybody working hard to make this experience possible. And it's a big team coming together locally and with groups of people that don't know each other well, and then coming together, and all of us coming together and becoming a team and becoming friends and becoming a support network as we go up onto the mountains where there's more challenging environments and we can actually enjoy ourselves there. So you can see in this photo, we're at the Karenga Valley Camp. We're looking out to Mount Meru in the background there. That's the second highest point in Tanzania. And, dining tent shot, and just above the clouds. It's just awesome. Our local teams, and maybe a lunch on the lower right where we have a beautiful day, so we didn't put up the dining tent. And as I showed you that map, this is the area that's called the Lava Tower. So this trail here that's going up, you can kind of see it going over the saddle there. That's the high point, 15,000 feet. Then we're going to descend off the back on the third day to about 13,000 feet for 2 nights. And that's why I like this route. It helps aid in acclimatization. When you climb up high like that, 15,000 feet, and then you drop down to 13 for 2 days and 2 nights as you make your way across the front of the mountain, this is going to give your body a chance to acclimatize, to come down a little bit lower, recover, build red blood cells, and then start to descend back up to the highest camp, put ourselves into position to go to the top. So this is at the top of the Lava Tower Pass there, or the breakfast wall anyway, and just a fun spot for people to horse around and have a good time. You can see here the vegetation in these areas are changing now quite a lot, and they're becoming more sparse. Dirt in the upper right, that's coming into the highest camp, and the lower right is actually our highest camp. Our highest camp is at 16,000 feet. It's about an hour and a half higher than what most people stay at the Barranco camp. We go to a camp called the Kosovo Camp, takes a special permit. We have to do some things to go up there, but oftentimes we're all by ourselves, or very few other people up there because of that process. And it's an hour and a half closer to the summit, which helps our guests a lot, and closer when we come back off the mountain to reach camp again. So that's on the far side. The Barafu camp is the green dot here. The Kosovo camp is just that little up over the next ledge push, but it makes an incredible difference to go stay up there at 16,000 feet in Kosovo when we start our summit push. The only night that we actually climb through the night is on the summit night. We'll leave the high camp at around midnight. And the idea is that we'll work our way up through the highest elevations in the dark. And when we get to the top, we'll hit the rim of the crater onto the top of the mountain. And we're wanting to do that right around sunrise. So I'm going to make a call on when the group leaves to put them up there, so they don't get up there too early and don't get up there too late. We want to get up there around sunrise, and then make our way slowly up to the top at 19,341 feet. And when we do that, we can enjoy the sunrise, which is incredible, but we can also have the whole day to spend a little time on top, maybe 20-30 minutes, take all the photos, do all the things, and then make our way down to the high camp where we take a break, and then we work our way down after a break, usually 2 hour nap, get up, have lunch. After lunch, we go a few hours down to our last camp at a little over 12,000 feet on the mountain. Some shots of the sunrise coming up over Kilimanjaro and lighting up the glaciers and seeing the silhouette of the mountain peak in the plains to the west of where we are, and it's just incredible. So really fun to have these groups spend 5 days, and on the 5th to the 6th day make their way up Kilimanjaro. And we can ascend a little quicker here because we are so close to the equator, and there's more air pressure on the equator, and that's why we can acclimatize a little bit more quickly than we would far north, like in Nepal, or even like in Denali area of the North America, or very far south, like down in Patagonia, or down to the southern areas where you got to take a little bit more time. So here's some summit shots. After our trip, we make our way back to this lodge. We're actually, this is a fun picture for me to look at because of the lawn where we have our celebration dinners right out here in front of me. And yeah, we do a really fun celebration dinner with the group. And that's really well deserved after a 7-day trip on the mountain, 6-night trip on the mountain. And then on the 7th day, we make our way back. We usually arrive back here after saying goodbye to our team at the gate. We arrive back here sometime around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. People shower, clean up, maybe have a drink in the lounge here out on the lawn. And then afterwards, we'll have a big private barbecue for our group and enjoy ourselves there. I'd say that most all of our guests after a Kili climb go on a wildlife safari. The wildlife game parks, the famous game parks, are just right close to here. You can see we use these open top Land Cruisers that give us lower right, ability to be right up close to animals in situations like these pride of lions that's surrounding our vehicle, and we're there when the roof popped up to be able to look down and take good photos. Cheetah, leopards, lions, elephants, all kinds of beautiful animals. If my pointer does, well, there it is. My pointer is working, it looks like. So we're over here by Kilimanjaro, and if we go to the just to the east or the west a little bit, we're going to see the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, Tarangire National Park. Lake Manyara is out here, the Serengeti National Park. We usually do a 4-day safari that goes out into the Serengeti, and on the 4th day, they fly back in a little safari flight, land back in Arusha, come back, retrieve their bag from Kilimanjaro, and then head to the airport. And that evening KLM flight, they catch that in the late afternoon, and they fly home on the 4th day of their safari. You can see upper left one of the safari tented camps. Those are beautiful tented camps with bathrooms inside them. We stay in really nice luxury lodges out on safari. It's a really beautiful experience out there. You learn so much about the animals along the way. Other times, and we have this going this summer as well, many groups of people, maybe just a couple or a couple friends, decide they want to go out and spend a little time in Zanzibar Island. We put together 4-day trips out to Zanzibar, and a number of different opportunities if people come in a day early, or people come after Kilimanjaro, hitting a safari, going on Zanzibar Island, the Spice Islands out there on the Indian Ocean, and enjoying themselves out there as well. Whenever you sign up for a worldwide trekking trip, the office is going to fully support you. They're going to make sure that you get all the answers to the questions that you have. I'm available to answer questions. Our other Utah-based guides are always available to answer questions if they're leading that specific trip, or me. You're going to get a full trip detail that has all the information on visas and the accommodations and the mountain and the day-to-day. And especially the gear list for any of these adventures. A good gear list, you just go right down the list, you just get all the items that are listed there, and you'll be totally safe and comfortable on the adventure that you're doing. For this case, Kilimanjaro. And oftentimes people have a lot of questions about the gear list. we're always available to help answer the questions. If you have these or that, or you have different decisions to make, we want to be by your side to help make sure you have what you need. When you come on any adventure, Kilimanjaro, of course, you're going to go from possible rainy environment in the rainforest to dry environment to cooler temperatures, maybe some wind and colder temperatures on the summit night. But if you're properly prepared, all of this is something that can be accomplished by, I've taken people as young as 9 years old. I've taken people well into their 70s. I've got a gentleman coming over this summer that's going to be 85. He's on a special itinerary that has more days on the mountain. He's looking to set the world record as we go through, to be the oldest without oxygen to do it. So we can always customize this trip, but also for families, for those of you that are interested in having a really great challenge and adventure and doing something that really is something that is an accomplishment when you get done on Kilimanjaro, is absolutely fantastic. I love to see people do it, and I'm happy to answer questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, and I'm happy to answer questions if there's anybody that has them. Okay, I don't see any questions right now, so let's see on that one. Okay, I don't see any questions right now, so I'm just going to let it go, and contact us, contact our office if you do have any questions. If you'd like to sign up for Kilimanjaro Climb, we're doing these every year, June, July, August, through the summer months and into the fall, as well as December and January into February in the winter months, which is their other dry season. And we'd love to get you over here on Kilimanjaro, or to do a safari, a standalone family safari, something that's super fun to do. And we'd love to get you there. Oh, looks like I do have a question. So I'm going to take that. Okay, just as a comment, and it says awesome, and one says great program. Well, thanks a lot. Referring to Hop as far as that goes, and we love to get back to the local communities. It really is something that Worldwide Trekking prides itself on, with the nonprofit, the Human Outreach Project, all around the world. And when we are doing those adventures in faraway places, we want to be able to contribute to the local communities as a business and as partners in our experiences overseas. But thanks for joining me this morning here in Tanzania, Africa. It is 3:34 in the morning. We're live, and I will be probably going back to bed, but I am glad that we could do these live events. We're going to do them again as I move into Europe. I'll be coming up. I'll be in Switzerland, Italy, and France. We've got trips going on all over the world, and we want to make sure that we are able to tune in and give some information on these adventures as we get back to travel with Worldwide Trekking and do all of our adventures around the world. Have a great day and a great evening back in the U.S.